Spider-Man got filthy rich and famous after essentially inheriting Parker Industries from Otto Octavius and turning it into a way bigger organization that worked on all types of technology and projects. His work as Spider-Man became way more tech-dependent to the point that he got himself a whole Spider-Mobile, but he also made Prowler go out as Spider-Man so that he can protect his personal identity. Eventually, though, Peter would purchase the Baxter building, which would enrage Johnny Storm until Pete convinced him that he's gonna honor the building and wait for the Fantastic Four to reclaim it. However, with such a successful company came the tension from Tony Stark's side, which we get to see at an event hosted by the CEO called Augustus Roman. The two would end up having to suit up when a low-tier villain tried to ruin the event, only for them to begin arguing whose company is better before they worked together to take him down. Augustus was hurt during this, but he still goes back to his huge prison where he had many supervillains locked up in pods, as he then puts on his Regent suit ready to begin collecting superheroes. And so the next day we see Peter watching the news of a new hero called Regent popping up and taking down villains before he leaves to check up on Miles, who had just recently joined the main universe, only to find him training with Iron Man to test out Stark Industries web shooters, as Tony then begins telling Spidey about how bad Peter's web shooters are, unaware that Pete and Spidey are the same person, which eventually caused them to fight each other, with Miles trying to break it up before he decided to leave them to it. Augustus, however, saw this as a perfect opportunity and therefore attacks Miles, causing an explosion that quickly alerted Pete and Tony, making them notice that Miles is gone. They rush over only to see a piece of his suit left because he was in a pod for Regent to acquire his power, just like he would go on to do to many other heroes, including Thor. Tony and Spidey keep looking for Miles, where they also realize that he isn't the only one missing, as Harry then sends a message telling Pete that Augustus is behind it all. They head out for him, but when he starts using the powers he stole, such as Ms. Marvel's stretching, Tony instantly realizes what he's been up to. The two end up getting knocked out and locked up until MJ decides to look for the Iron Spider suit and use her past experience of being a Spider-Woman, as Peter then distracts Regent, letting MJ get a hit in. And while MJ and Tony fought Regent, Peter went to free all the heroes to ultimately gang up on him and take him down along with his organization.